good evening, or good day, depending on what side of the world that you're on today, because I'm here in New York and my guests are joining us from the incredible country of New Zealand. So I'm so very honored because I think there's like a 16-hour time zone difference. So truly honored for my next guest to come back on the show. The one, the only, the feel good service is back on Vibin with Ashley Live. So the last time they were on the show was episode 174, which was back in 2022. And they have so much that's been happening with them. So I'm really excited to bring them back on the show. The Feel Good Service is musical duo and power couple, MoDre and Lucy Graves. Both of these phenomenal musicians attended Berklee College of Music and have had successful solo careers. They dropped their new EP, Dirty Funkin' Soul, on April 25th, showcasing a dynamic mix of grooves and funk. Lucy and Dre are in the house, and let's get this party started. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Ashley?
How are you?
We are alive and well.
We are. A bit tired. It's been really crazy past months, man. It's been.
I was gonna say like this whole year.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
The many years. It's been
well, it's. I think also it's kind of like we're moving. You know, we were in the States. We got back from the States in September, I think, was it, or October?
September, I think.
September. So because we're going back and forth, it's kind of like we moving these like weird 6-month blocks.
Yeah.
Where things are just like really hectic, and then they'll slow down for a little bit, and then they get really crazy again. So it's been really cool. We got back here and we knew that we wanted to get this album ready to deliver in 2024. So we hit the ground running, I think, like days after we landed back in Auckland and started, because we had pretty much had the record done. So we just jumped right into mixing and mastering. And then from there, other projects started popping up. We got invited to Symposium here, which is like this big workshop for people who do music for film and TV. So it was like thing after thing after thing after thing, and so now we're coming up on a break. We got a break coming up. We're gonna take 2 weeks. We're gonna go to the beach, and Stella's gonna run around, and we're gonna chase her.
Hopefully, not gonna be raining.
Right.
Yeah.
New Zealand's bipolar weather, but no, we're good, man. It's been a blessing, man. Like we were talking about it yesterday. It's like, because we do this for a living, sometimes, you just do it. You get up and you go, you rehearse, or you're at a session or whatever. But sometimes you don't take a moment to stop and really think about how blessed we are to be able to do music for a living. Whether we're performing or writing songs for an artist or mixing a record or mentoring. We just finished doing a workshop with some really talented youth here in Auckland. So everything's been just full on. And then our daughter is like, she is in the most like fun but full on stage of life right now. So we've been
2.5 is no joke.
Oh, it's but it's fun, man, because she's such a cool kid, and like we really enjoy being parents and like doing all of the things, from playing horsey to running around, playing on the trampoline. She loves being outside. So that, honestly, I think that is the thing that keeps us grounded, man, in the midst of being so busy. Is coming home at the end of the day and being able to see her and snuggle with her and watch Bluey or whatever or Lion King, whatever she's into at that time.
Oh, I love it. I was actually, when I was talking to Lucy earlier, I was like, how is Stella? I always need to ask, because the last time you guys were on the show was 2022, and that's a long time. A lot can happen in that time frame. And of course, your daughter is changing and growing and having and speaking full sentences, right? Which is wild. And she's bouncing off the walls.
Oh, yeah. And telling you her opinion on things, like what she wants to wear. Or what song she wants to hear. All the playlists. She runs the radio in the house. So
she does.
I love it. What is she listening to?
Oh my God.
Well, her favorite.
Which one? Current favorite or OG favorite?
OG favorite.
Okay.
Her OG favorite is Michael Jackson.
And we're proud of this.
Yes.
Very good.
Very, very.
And she's specific about which ones, you know,
Mhm.
Thriller, Don't
Yeah.
Stop Till You Get Enough, what's
Remember
the
the
other one?
Time.
Remember the Time. She likes Gypsy Kings.
Oh, she does Bambaleo. She's all about it.
What else? Obviously a lot of the theme songs from like she loves a lot of, so she was into like Greatest Showman when it came out. Like it been out, but when we played it for her, she really got it. She got excited about it. So she went through a phase where she wanted to watch that every other day.
Mhm.
So we listened to the soundtrack from that and Trolls and
basically we know every single kids movie that has good music.
yeah, only the ones with good music though, like with real artists that are singing and stuff. Like because she loves Tori Kelly.
Oh, everybody loves Tori Kelly.
No, she's got great taste.
She does, but like, look at who her parents are. Of course, like both of you individually are amazing, amazing artists, musicians, people, and so of course, like she's gonna listen to the best of the best because you guys are.
Oh,
You're too sweet.
I mean, it was the same way our parents were too, though. Like we grew up listening to a lot of great music, and like it's funny how those songs now in hindsight like curated so many moments. Like I have memories that like are attached to certain songs
right
from my childhood, and I hope that she has the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I hope she can remember the first time she watched the Thriller music video like I did, you know, type thing. So
also Thriller music video, do you remember the first time you saw it? Weren't you just terrified?
Yeah, but you didn't want to stop watching. Like I remember being under the blanket like this, under the pillow, like peeking out, right?
But she's a weirdo because she's not terrified. She's like,
she isn't?
No, she's like, I want to watch.
Yeah.
And she loves that part specifically. I mean,
she laughs at it. It's hilarious. Yeah.
I mean, her other like some of her other favorite movies is like Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's terrifying.
Not bad parents, okay, guys.
No, I think kids just like seeing people get hurt. I think there's a thing with that. Like, you ever see like those videos on YouTube where there's like the kids will watch the dad, they'll hit the dad with a pan and then just laugh there. So, you know, but no, she's a cool kid, man. We're so blessed. She's also so loving and wants to hug and hold us. And are you okay? Are you sad? Are you, you know? And she wants to do your hair and paint toenails. I'm pretty sure I still have toenail polish on my left foot right now. She gave me a petty Manny and a petty last week.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Lovely.
It's a great time.
Oh, love that. So let's talk about the EP because we've been waiting for it. You've been giving us some singles, but let's just talk about the project as a whole. So what inspired you to create Dirty Funk and Soul, and what message or feeling do you hope listeners will take away from it?
Man, initially I would say like it wasn't a planned project.
We were just creating.
We were just creating, and the first ideas just came so naturally that it kind of just evolved. Yeah.
Well, I think it also evolved because we were intentional about, as you know, like we had just come off of like years of touring, like 2019, going into 2020, and we were at home. We were listening to a lot of the music that we love, you know, and like also trying to figure out, all right, like how do we create something that, you know, represents all of us, or at least some of the things that we love, you know, and I remember we were in a heavy Prince phase. Like we were like deep diving into like a lot of like the Minneapolis stuff. And Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, like I have been just anyway. And so anyway, I think I I started making the beat for Karma. And I had shared a house with like my bandmate and my sisters and all our a couple of our musical friends. We all had a house. And the year before, because pandemic was what year? 2020. Yeah, so right before we moved to the new place, I remember I did Karma and you came over and you were like, and I had the chorus, but I didn't have any verses. And then we started, I didn't have the chorus. I had the verse. I had the first verse. And I think you were looking at me. I don't know. I felt, because it was weird, because the whole concept is kind of weird, because it's about, you know, somebody cheating, catch somebody cheating, you know. So I'm sure she probably came in and was like, well, what are you talking about? You know, But the thing is, like, we watch a lot of movies, you know, a lot of like, and because we were listening to a lot of Prince stuff, like he would tell a lot of like random stories in his music, you know what I mean? And I was always, I love that. It's like create a scenario. Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana, like all these like, you know, these Roxanne by the Police. It's like you create this scenario that doesn't necessarily have to be you, but it felt like, it just felt dirty. It felt like something wrong. It felt like, you know. And so anyway, the verse came, she came over, we started playing around with melodies. She said, well, you know, the whole karma's a B thing, instead of saying karma's a B-I-T-C, you know, she was like, what if we just allude to it, you know? And it is, you know, and it worked out. And so we did that. That was the first song we did. And then from there, I think we just knew like everything that came after that, either whether it was like me working on a beat by myself or us doing something together, it kind of flowed from the space of us wanting to create this music that we both loved, and our big three would definitely be soul music, you know, rock and roll, which is super dirty, and you know, and funk, you know, and I think I don't even know how we even came up with the whole concept behind Dirty Funk and Soul, but
Nope, I don't know. See, this is the shit we need to like try and write down and remember.
Camera. No, we just need a video camera in the room while we're talking about
literally everything is so fluid and natural that we would get asked these questions and I'm like, oh damn, I don't even remember how it came about. It was probably just a random spur of the moment. Oh, this sounds like a really cool genre name, or you know.
Well, no, I think we were intentional because we were talking about the sound, and I remember you saying something about it, like making you go like this, and I remember being like, oh, dirty, like, and then I remember what happened. We started talking about it, and then we started like, we had a bunch of words, and we put the words into like one of those like those randomizers.
Oh, okay,
and it melded together, and it spit out Dirty Funk and Soul, Dirty Funk, but it said Dirty Funk and Soul, and then and out and Dirty Funk and Soul, and then from there, the records just started coming. Hands probably came next. Maybe Playing with Fire, or maybe Playing with Fire after that.
I don't even remember.
But the truth of it, because you know we can't remember every single moment. The truth of it was it flowed naturally, and the COVID was inadvertently like such a blessing because we were locked in a house together, and all we had was time to just make music, and it just all kind of fell in that vein.
Yeah.
And the other part of your question was, I'm sorry.
Yeah, what do you want listeners to take away from it?
I want regular people to have fun and to like feel that feeling that they feel when they were listening to their like I remember my auntie used to play that, and that used to come on at the party, and everybody want to dance. Like I want that, you know, when you hear these songs, I want you to feel free enough to dance and just groove, because that's what people do when they come to our shows. And then when it comes to the creative people, I hope that they feel inspired enough to create whatever the hell they want to. Because we live in a world where for a lot of time in the industry, people wanted to put you in a box and say you can only make this kind of music. This music represents so many different cultures and sounds and eras, and so I think that would be for me the most important thing for creative and regular people, because there's a lot of like, you watch our music videos, it's weird. There's a lot of weird stuff. So like I live by the motto of let your freak flag fly. Like for real, we live one life, and I think that that's the most important thing that they could take away from the project.
Yeah, and I just want it to be people's go-to for when they need to feel good.
Yeah.
Basically.
And it is. It's so fun. Like you can listen to it like on a nice sunny day. You can just listen to it. Like I told you guys when it dropped, I like can't stop listening to it because it's funky. It's dirty. It's like it's all these like elements. And when I hear certain aspects of the song, I can hear like the harmonies, and I hear Prince, and I hear Michael, and I hear and I'm just like, I hear Soul Sonic a little bit. So, or Silk Sonic a little bit. Yeah. So it's just like, I love it because
they stole from us.
I know, right? I think Anderson was peeking around on the page. Like, what y'all got going on over there? Nah, it's exciting, man. But those cats, man, that whole era, man, like that's all the stuff we love, man. You know, and especially like Silk Sonic and those guys, D-Mile, like that whole, it kind of, it's like almost like we waited to put this stuff out, but it came out at the right time because we're in a space and an era in music where people actually are loving to feel good. They want R&B. They want, you know, the sad girl, sad boy era is slightly dying away after a whole dark time period with COVID and everything. People want to dance. They want to feel good again.
Yeah, we need to feel good because I think music will get us there. Like all that funk stuff, the disco stuff from the 70s and 80s, like that's where it's at, really.
Right? Yeah, man.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's symbiotic. Like it's when you think about like the 70s and disco and like everything that was going on pre-disco, you know, after like Vietnam and everything, and like it was like there was a chance for them to like celebrate actually being alive. You know what I mean? And like it's wild how we're kind of in that space now too. You know, dance music has come back so strong, you know. Drum and bass is huge here. House music, you know, Jersey house, everybody's like, it's just that, and it's cool. It's just wild how it comes back around like every 20 or 30 years, you get another resurgence. After some like heavy life stuff happens, it's like music is always the go-to. Music is always the thing. Beyonce, her last album, completely dance. It allowed everybody to dance out of this depression. And, and we try to contribute to that, you know?
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, definitely. So talk about some of the insights from the creative process while producing this EP.
A lot of
I know. A lot of playing around.
Yeah, bro. We have fun in the studio. So there's a lot of like, you know, I call it throwing SHIT at a wall and see what sticks. Like it's not, you know, we don't go on with this idea like, all right, we're gonna make a song that sounds like this. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the reason why, if anyone that has listened enjoys it, I think it's because we enjoyed it while we were creating it. We were having a lot of fun. Like, you know, we might have had a beer and a glass of wine hanging out in the room with us while we're sitting there, you know, and just like laughing and talking crap and singing terribly until it sounds right, you know, bouncing ideas off each other.
And then some of them just came like that. I mean, Hands was one of those. Dre had started the track and I heard just the first like ding, 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 and instantly this melody came and the concept for it too, which is not sexual actually, although people can take it that way if they would like. And then that was the same with Feel For You. You had come up with this little idea as well, and then that hook just instantly, it's like all I heard.
Well, Feel For You was so I think I have a bit of a different insight on the process on the musical side, mainly because of like with Feel For You, we love animated movies. Like that's our jam. And like we specifically at this time period, we have been watching a Goofy movie. And if you know that song Eye to Eye, and like, you know, there was like Tevin Campbell and like Prince and them were involved like that. It was like that whole just like pop R&B, but like it was Disney and it was exciting. And it was like, oh, like, man, how would it feel if we could make a song that felt like it was pop enough to be, you know, exciting, but it also had like some soul in it. And so I think when I started working on the track for it, I think it was, you know, we wanted something that kind of, if you listen to it, there's a lot of like kind of brilliant. It's really bright and there's bells and like, you know, really kind of, it sounds really happy, you know, in the beginning, and then it drops in and, you know, and is, you know, bones. And that's like, for me, that's that, like, I love Michael Jackson, and what I loved about him was his percussiveness and his, the way that he delivered his vocals a lot of the time. You know, and so when and it's the same thing with Hands is a similar vibe too, where everything is really kind of, you know, everything is in this pocket of like, kind of like you feel it ticky, you know, and I think that is something that it makes people slightly uncomfortable, but it also makes them like, oh, ah. You know, people love the bass line and hands because it makes your body feel something. It's like something walking up the back, crawling up the back of your neck. So I know for me, it's when we were having fun making these records, specifically those 2 records, I wanted it to sound like you're watching or listening to a cartoon. Like it's animated, if that makes any sense, if you can even hear that through the music. Yeah. Certain things, you know what I mean? Just, yeah, I don't know. That was my approach on those 2. Yeah.
I mean, like we said, it's very hard to actually pinpoint how everything came about, which is nice, but also really crap for interviews.
Well, the other side of it, so most people, what they might, so, you know, we work in tandem. I mean, especially initially, it's changed over the past couple of years because you've gotten heavier into co-producing. So she's playing more on the records, but early on it was just me in my weird mad scientist lab. Like my older place was in the basement. Yeah. And it was dark and there was very little light, and everybody in my house knew not to turn on the lights, especially her when she came over. And she'd walk in and I'd just be down there and it'd be like, pass me that. Give me a bass. Give me a guitar. Okay, that keyboard. You know, and it was, and I it's hard for me. It's almost like I have this musical ADD thing when I'm in the moment and we're creating this stuff. And like she said, it's like it happens so fast when it's flowing organically. When you lend yourself to the muses, whatever you believe in, however you believe music comes through you as a creative person, you know, we believe that, you know, it's comes through us, you know. But I think when you lend yourself to that and there's no restriction of like, let's make this thing, really magical stuff happens. Yeah. Like really, and it's hard to put that into words. Like people always want to know, well, what's your secret? What do you do? No, there's no secret to it. Like it's have fun. It's enjoying what you do, but also for me, because I'm a big kid, I need to have all of my gear around me. So even in our studio here, there's lots of random instruments. There's like triangles underneath my keyboard, and there's shakers, and there's tambourines. So that I like a bit of creative chaos, and especially on these early sessions was a lot. Like those sessions probably have the least tracks they would have would be like 50, maybe 60.
Not including vocals.
And that's not including vocals. That's instruments. That's like layering guitars. Like Feel For You probably has at least 5 guitar parts.
Oh wow!
And then my process is then once I'm done being my weird creative self, we'll bounce out a 2-track and we bring it to Pro Tools and we start cutting the vocals over top of that. And Lucy she's primarily our engineer, mixing, mastering, like that whole process. You can talk about that if you want to.
I mean, it's not much. I just do what sounds good.
Oh my God! Come on, you're so modest.
No, it is. It is. I mean, you know, when it comes vocally, again, it's just kind of what flows, what feels good. I do get a lot of enjoyment with editing vocals. It's like this weird thing. But yeah, no, I think we're a good teamwork, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think there was also like a big portion of it was carving out a space to be able to, a lot of the stuff we do is 2 vocals at one time. And one of the only other people I knew who did that was Prince, with him and Sheila E, like, or him and Lisa, or, you know what I mean? And so there was definitely that was a work in progress. And honestly, I think until we got, you know, there's a certain plugin, I'm not gonna say the name, and that it's used for this type of thing. It's not a cheat code, but it is a something we had to learn how to be able to make our vocals sit in a space where we could sing a chorus and it almost sounds like one voice, but you still hear, you know what I mean?
It just finesses it.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly what it does. But it was so essential because for a long time, I felt like when we first started doing records, I mean, Karma was definitely, it was like me and then it was you. It wasn't like us necessarily together like a whole lot, but especially not as much as like these newer records are, you know what I mean? Especially like Playing with Fire and like, I don't know, you know, some of that stuff. So yeah, it's just, it's been an interesting process for sure.
Yeah.
And we finished a lot of the stuff here too. So we had a couple more elements to work with, a couple more sounds and guitars and different things to kind of put some extra sprinkles on it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's talk about Studio 91. How
Mhm.
does having your own studio influence your workflow and creativity?
I mean, this space is extra special because it's like it's far more open than most, recording studios. We have French doors that look out onto the lush greenery of the New Zealand Waitakere Ranges. Like, we have a pool table in the middle of our studio so that if you're feeling a little bit stuck, you can have a bit of a play. You can, it's we've kept it again very fun.
Yeah, I got PlayStation in there. We got the dartboard.
And then not just that, but where it's situated, which is right next door to our house. But it's it's on our property, and we're really lucky to have space. So like go for a walk out in the orchard, get an apple off the tree, jump off the rope swing that goes across the bush, like just sit in the grass, go on the trampoline. Stella would love that. Yeah, I think the space is really unique to us, and it keeps things light and fun.
Yeah, you don't feel like you're going to work. Like, although we make a living doing this here, and our clients that come here are super respectful of the fact that this is also our home. But we still keep it light. We still have a great time. People come and they feel like they're at home.
Yeah.
Many of my clients walk in, they take their shoes off barefoot and they just want to hang out, or they want some honey from your dad.
Yeah.
You got any honey up there? Or can I take a lemon off the tree? So yeah, no, it's really truly a blessing. We're indeed grateful and blessed to be able to have it so close to home, and also even more so just to have it so close to so much beauty. Because I think
you can semi-see outside the dirty window.
Yeah, but I always tell my homies from the States, there's plants here that grow naturally that we go to Home Depot to buy in America. And
wild.
Yeah, no, I don't take it for granted, man. Last night I went down to close the gate and I was like walking up and I was like,
got glowworms.
And I was like,
cool.
And they like light the path as you're walking up. Like it's the most majestic thing ever, man. Like, so truly blessed, truly grateful for that. But yeah, this studio has changed our lives and it's given us a place to build a sense of community within the music. We've been fortunate to have a good amount of people come through here. Some pretty well-known creatives here and in America, and to know that people want to come back and they want to be in the room means a lot.
Yeah, and you're so blessed and fortunate to be in New Zealand and have all that greenery and have all that inspiration, but also make it fun, right? Because like you said previously, the studio used to be dark in a basement kind of thing, but now there's a lot of light, there's a lot of inspiration and play and creativity, and it could just bring new life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there's just a season for everything, right? Like I think for where we were 18, 19, 20, that was kind of a dungeon season. We were working a lot. We were writing, we were learning, we were making mistakes. We hadn't released a whole lot of music at that point. I think we had a couple singles, but I think it was necessary for that time. And now we're here and our daughter is here and she brings a new light and a new enjoyment to life. And I think it's just like, it's all representative of where life is right now. And she knows, I used to be like, don't come on studio. Her dad, when I first got here, I didn't realize the change that was happening literally on both sides, but he'd come in the studio and open up the blinds. I'm like, hey man, I like it dark in here, and it's funny because over time, at a point he'd be like, he wouldn't adjust. He'd be like, all right, man, I know you like it like that. But then I found myself opening the blinds and opening the windows and the doors and letting air in and letting sunshine in, letting a random bee or butterfly in. And I think we needed this for where we are in our lives now. It was essential. And the creativity is just kind of crazy. The inspiration is wild in there. It's like it's dripping off the walls.
Yeah. You go in, you don't know what's gonna pop out. And you're just like,
Yeah.
just have fun with it. And then you make all this beautiful music.
Man, listen.
We'd like to think so.
Well, the next year and a half, 2 years is really going to show, because we've been kind of in. Yeah, we've been just working. We've been working silently and building with a lot of really amazing people, and excited to share a lot of this stuff, because really feel like it's gonna touch someone.
Yeah.
Somebody's.
Somebody.
Somebody. All of the bodies. Everybody. No.
All of the bodies.
All
So,
of them.
how do you think your backgrounds and experiences have shaped the sound and style of the Feel Good service?
Well, I mean, so funny enough, Dre and I actually met at Berklee in a Parliament Funkadelic ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you just start there.
Yeah.
Like,
the funk was always going to be a part of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We like Dre mentioned, both of us were lucky enough to grow up with really diverse musical tastes.
Yeah.
Both our families loved everything from funk to soul to rock and roll, blues, classical, jazz. I mean, I started jazz piano, like that was my thing. So I think it's just
natural. It was so natural. I mean, everything from I look at the way that the songs come out, and I'll listen back, and we don't look at ourselves as any self-proclaimed geniuses or whatever virtuosos in anything. We just do what we like, and we hope people like it too, and it feels good to them. But sometimes when you take a step outside of that, you're reminded, oh wow, that chord that I like to play, that I use sometimes. I remember one time in high school when my music teacher sat me down and showed me how to play that properly. Or that the reason I play bass like that is because my aunt, I used to sneak in her room and play her bass guitar. And I remember when I learned how to actually slap on the bass, or because she was showing me, It's so many things, my mentors, the things. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, from the music our parents played us, to the people who took the time to invest in us, our teachers. We had wonderful music teachers
we did.
And mentors, to our experiences as professional musicians touring. That was really, for me at least, I know, watching Ceelo and watching who else used to put on a great, Jidenna put on it. He was a hell of a showman, just watching, being around these people, watching them perform at a really high level, night after night, definitely put the battery for me and put it in my back. Like, and also doing it because we weren't just like the musicians that were just playing in the band. We were side people. Like, we were dancing, we were like moving, we were sitting on top of 10 feet tall things, doing wild stuff. So like you get an experience, a taste of what that's like, and it absolutely, you put that into your. I'm not scared anymore. Like, I don't feel like there's anything that, whether that's in the studio or on the stage. Like, we did our show last week, and like we had people. It was doing line dances, like pretty much like the electric slide equivalent type thing, in the audience, and old and young, and it was like, like. So yeah, those things helped. Definitely helped.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the funk and soul in your music. And I feel like we kind of just touched on that, but how do you balance creating music that is catchy, but also meaningful?
Oh, these are good questions. They're
Tell
actually
the
making
truth.
us think. Oh, okay.
Okay.
You tell the truth.
Yeah.
You tell the truth, and you also remember that somebody said it the other day. It's like, in one of the workshops, it's like the music has to serve you first, because it has to, there's something spiritual about it, whether you're telling your story or a story. There has to be, you have to feel good about that.
Yeah.
And there has to be a truth being told. And then the other side of it is, it's got to resonate with other people, whether that's the music or the lyrics. And I think for us, it's a combination of both, right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, it sounds like really like black and white, but I just believe that like people know when you lying, man. Like, you know, that's why you get one hit wonders, or you get artists that don't last for long.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a one hit wonder, 90% of the time they probably didn't even write the song. So that means there's no way for it to resonate with them or anybody else because it doesn't mean anything to them. Or if it's an artist that maybe just didn't go for as long, and this is not a generalization, but I just, from my experience, the ones that don't really, it's because there's no skin in the game. You're just spinning your wheels because you want to be famous and you want to make a hit.
Right.
And that's cool, but you look at the people that have lasted throughout time, and that's not a generational or an era thing.
Right, because they love it.
They love it. Their hearts and souls, they believe they are meant to do and be that thing, and they're going to tell their stories. Bruno Mars, from being a kid up until being who he is now, he's been doing this a long time. People don't know that. But he was so committed to being that kind of star and that kind of, and not even from just being a star, but having that kind of influence on people with his music, the way that Michael Jackson did and the way that James Brown did before him. So I think ultimately that's a big part of what, for us, it's about telling the truth. It's about getting on stage and really not giving a damn and dancing and having a good time. And because it's going to make you feel like it's okay to dance and have a good time.
Especially because I can't dance, but I still dance and have a good time.
No, man, it's so I think that's a big part of what makes it work. And we're fans of music too. So like we're not just musicians. Like because we're fans of music, we're not just gonna make some junk that's just like crazy because it got crazy chords in it or crazy harmonies. It's like, yo, like we want people to want to sing this stuff.
Oh, we went to James Taylor. He was here. 2 weeks ago.
Big tears.
Incredible.
Both of us.
Like that's one of our influences is James Taylor. He sounds nothing like the stuff we do. For the
stories, man.
Yeah, but you can see,
his stories, his melodies, you can relate to it, you know, in some way. And he's telling every story he told, whether it was his or he was telling someone else's story before he sang it or at the show, he'd give you a little anecdote of what it was about. And in that little 30-second anecdote, like, and then he starts singing a song, and you're like, that's what he was talking about?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And recently someone did a review on our music. Shout out to, was it music.net? Music.net is a New Zealand publication. And they were breaking down our songs. And for a brief minute, I didn't know they were talking about us. I was like, was that? This is no. And it's, I know that sounds really bad, but like, and because we do write our art, we don't steal nobody. But it's just when you're flowing, you're not really.
But it was also nice because it felt like we actually were being seen / heard.
Heard, yeah, exactly. Like it was like, no, you really took the time to break down, you know, that karma was about infidelity, or that, you know, living it up was a story about, you know, our love and our life experience. That whole rap is about our meeting at Berklee and eventually having Stella. We manifested that stuff because Stella wasn't even born, and we really weren't even trying to have kids necessarily at first. So it was just we were doing the music. But eventually we decided. But I'm just saying, like, no, because I'm just saying that to say, you listen to our songs, and I guarantee you, you'll feel the truth. And you'll probably hear some stuff and be like, oh, I remember, I know they're talking about that in that song. There might be one or two, and they're like, oh, okay, you know, it's cool, you know. No, good stuff, like, you know. But I don't know, man. That you got to tell the truth, yo. Yeah. Or just have a really great story that people resonate with.
Yeah. But you have to believe it.
You got to sell that story, like. Yeah. But I like to go with the truth as much as possible.
Yeah, I think the truth is important, because if you're singing something that doesn't resonate with you and just is inauthentic, then people can hear it. It's kind of like when you go to a show, you want that performer to sing a love song or whatever it might be. And then if they're not vibing with it, you're just like, I don't believe you. I can't believe you. There's an energy about it.
I said to somebody the other day, there's a R&B artist right now who has been teetering two different worlds musically for the longest time, mainly because he was chasing a hit and chasing his heyday, his level of success. But it's so sad because you confuse your fans, and you confuse yourself too, because it's like, dude, do what's authentic to you. That's gonna resonate with your folks. Is gonna rock with you until the end.
And that doesn't mean you have to stick to one genre, but as long as it's really authentically.
Well, no, yeah, it's gotta be authentic to you. So it's gotta be something. I mean, obviously, many of us have multiple sides. So it's not so much about that for this person. This is a different situation. This is a situation where you weren't just making pop because I want to make a pop record. You were making pop because you wanted to make a hit record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference between, because Prince said it. He was like, I just make inspirational music. If I'm inspired to make R&B, then I'm making R&B. If I'm inspired to make rock, then I'll make rock music. You know what I mean? Like, so that's cool. But I'm talking about the appropriation for sake of fame and money. Yeah. That shit never works. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm not.
That's okay. You're fine. You're good.
Hopefully you got a bleep thing that goes on.
I know. This is just live. We just rock with it.
All right, cool. But yeah, so yeah. That's how I feel about that for sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Carnival. It was released in February, right before this project was announced to the world. And the music video is given Halloween vibes. Talk to me about the filming of this video.
Well, actually, it is not a video.
Well, it was we decided to do a teaser because social media is just a pain in the butt, and we figured it'd be easier to just kind of create this idea, these couple of visuals.
Yeah, as if it was a full video.
Yeah.
And we'd taken snippets, but really we just filmed enough content for the snippets.
It was an excuse to play dress up and to create this spooky space of a world that we wanted to.
Yeah.
It was fun, man. I mean, we
dug into the spooky funk vibe.
Yeah, like with the visuals, we were there literally just like we were like how weird can we get? You know, like she ended up on looking like female version of Edward Scissorhands, and and I was this like creepy ringleader with high boots on.
But it is all in the editing too.
Yeah. Which she did. She shoots. She's been doing all of our edits since we did Karma, and that has been such a blessing because it's allowed us to create like you're saying these mini worlds. And they're usually like I said, they're usually pretty obscure. I mean, every video has been a bit left of field, but that's kind of our thing. It's like everybody else is trying to run straight through the middle. We're gonna go this way.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we just wanted to have fun and also just kind of evoke what the song was about, which, like she said, Carnival was absolutely, it started out as the 40 Seconds of Funk. If anybody that's familiar, we do these cook-ups, and they're basically, it was originally just for content purposes, but then they ended up turning into actual songs. We're like, oh shit, we need to like do this.
So we have a whole nother album ready.
No, seriously though.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do another funk one. It's only because we ended up cooking up all this music, and Carnival wasn't even supposed to be on the first project. Carnival was supposed to be, because Carnival is one of the latest records we did on in the Dirty Funkin' style. So there's like at least 10 other ones. As and if you know the 40 Seconds of Funk stuff, the videos, it may be some of those songs. Some of those have made the cut for the next project. But yeah, spooky funk. I did the bass. I had a drum loop going that I started earlier, and then I came in and I grabbed my Fender and I wanted something to kind of make you. I like stuff that breaks your neck to make you go like that. And so I started playing that kind of loop, and then I think you came in. We started doing. We're like, well, let's write to it. And I have this weird thing. Sometimes people say like I used to sing John Legend a lot when I was in high school to girls, like typical musicians, like girls want to sing a song, and I would always go to John Legend, and he lives in this space like, you know, and so I would always like do that and just be stupid. And so when we were writing it, I was like,
you're like, it works.
I was like, what if this is like, what if it's a little spooky, like, and that's how the hey say don't wonder, you know, kind of came. And then, but we were, and then she literally, what you looking for? It was like that's how it. One day we'll do some video. We're gonna post some video of us creating, because when I say it flows, and like, and a part of that is the time we spend with each other, and that's why it just like sometimes she can answer my questions and we're thinking the same things. But that process was super fun, and we just wanted to create this like kind of carnival, dark carnival world. A lot of our music, we, like I said, we wanted to make cartoons or movies. A lot of our big dream is to make music for films and TV. Yeah. So sometimes, a lot of times, we get the visuals before we even write the song, right?
Yeah, as in we see the visuals in our minds.
Like there's a whole video, there's a whole scenario, there's a whole whatever. And Carnival was one of those ones. We saw clowns, dark clowns dancing and being weird. And we saw, you know, bearded ladies and all this like wild stuff and fire and, you know, and that's what that song was about. But then we were like, also Stella had been in a heavy thriller phase. Right. So we were like, oh, well, what if it was like a story about like somebody leading the girl, the ringleader leading the girl through the carnival, the dark carnival, you know, that experience. And you get to see all of the dark things that happen at night. And that's, you know, that's where Carnival comes from. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love how you said it kind of wasn't a video, it was just snippets. And yes, editing is an amazing thing because you can't do anything if you don't know how to edit, right? Like it's such an important skill to have.
Yeah, and also understanding like filming concepts, you know, because like with Carnival specifically, I knew that whatever we shot, I wanted to shoot it with us singing to the song slowed down, so that when I put the visual to the actual music, all our movement was like rushed and kind of jerky looking because of the way we shot it.
So dope.
But yeah, editing really can make or break. Yeah.
And you've taught yourself how to do this, and it's pretty fire, if I might say.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's an amazing skill to have when you are creative.
Yeah, it is. It's good fun too. It's really good.
Yeah, because you take all these pieces and you put it all together because you're so creative and you know what the visual is that you want.
Yeah. No, it basically is music through the eyes.
That's valid though. Yeah. I mean, the software kind of looks similar to some of the music software.
Yeah. We use DaVinci. It's fantastic.
So let's talk about the release show that happened a couple nights ago. How did it feel to finally share this project with your fans?
It felt kind of surreal, but also, if I'm being honest, we've been so busy that I don't even think I had the chance to fully sit in the moment of what we were doing. Does it make sense? Like we've been so busy that everything was just go. The show day and release day arrived and we were like, oh yay, awesome, congrats, cool. Oh wait, we've still got to do this and we've got to do this. And then, you know, the show came up and it was fantastic. We had such a good group of people, you know, celebrating with us. But I you know, just looking back, I don't think, until we take next week off, I don't think I've actually been able to fully focus and process the fact that we've finally put out the entire project. Yeah,
no, I agree. I think we've been on kind of, in the best way, autopilot with work, with good things that it'll definitely it's just like we're still coming down from it. Like it was such a high, like when it happened. I think for me, I'm every day since the show, I've had moments in my day where I think about people who've come to shows that knew words and that were they wanted to hear certain songs, and then the people that we really admire in the industry here, and also just friends that came and supported and that had a great time.
Yeah.
It's just so
we don't like to do we don't like to put on boring shows.
Well, the other thing is, it's true, man. Like, you know, we really work really hard to entertain and put on a really good party, a good time, and you know, for people to come and spend their hard-earned money to come in and support that. And again, like, this is original music. Like, we play 2 covers, 3 covers tops.
3,
you know,
4.
but they're not even the way that they are. They're our way.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, we don't take it for granted. So absolutely still buzzing from it.
Yeah. I think next week when we can slow down, we might be able to kind of revel in how special it was. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of video footage to watch from it. But I'll say for me, again, it was the moment when people got, you know, it's a very hard thing to corral people to do one thing at a time. And it's a very scary thing because you don't know if people are going to be receptive to it. Right. But to have had these people come to the front of the stage and everybody's moving to the left, to the left, to the right, you know, and you know, and these people, some ain't even got no rhythm, but they still there doing it and they just had a good time.
Yeah.
It said a lot, and it reminded us, because, you know, we write a lot of the writing and production has kind of taken the focus for us right now, which it's not a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing because we're making some of the best music I think we've ever made. And we're part of one of people's careers, but to do this for ourselves and to know that it still works and people want to hear it. We need that reminder sometimes, man, especially being parents and getting older. You like, yo, can I still do this? And can we still rock? We're not though. We're not old. I said getting older.
Yeah.
Look, it's real, man. You know, I feel great. I feel great when we're on stage. And then the day after, the knees be like, yo, bro, hey, bro, you know what you did last night?
Yeah.
So
the back's hurting.
Yeah, you know, but no, it was phenomenal show, phenomenal feeling. So grateful.
Yeah, and it's gotta be so wild because you put so much of your hard-earned blood, sweat, and tears into these projects, right? And then to be on the stage and perform them and have people respond the way they do and the energy in there, and it's just a straight up party. I mean, I feel like it can't get any better, right?
No. It's a really it's pretty emotional sometimes when you actually think about it.
I actually have to turn off when we're performing, like not get too in my head about the fact, like with how special it is, because I did in one of our earlier shows, I did almost start crying when we were singing because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so special. So I've actually had to like cut off emotion.
That's facts. I mean,
Yeah.
Look, you know me. I put my heart. I wear my heart on my sleeve when it comes to this stuff, and I don't care about it. So, I'm notorious for giving a nice, 5-minute little. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know that this means the world to us. And
yeah, I mean, we'll say that. I'm just saying, like, I'll be in the middle of singing and be like, oh, wait, I feel that.
No, you I wasn't saying that to say that what you do is bad. I'm just saying for me is we'll cry together. I'll cry right there on cue, because you know what, man, like this, it's not everybody doesn't get a chance to do this, yo.
Yeah.
They don't. We got fans in America and London and in New Zealand and Africa,
Germany and Brazil,
and whatever that doesn't equate to $1 million or a Grammy or nothing. Like, yo, to know that someone today intentionally woke up and put your money where your mouth is huge.
Yeah,
it's huge. We wrote that song on a Tuesday in my bedroom, and you know what I'm saying, like,
yeah, in
flip-flops in my underwear, like, but that joint is so jamming to you and it means so much to you and it gets your day going.
Right.
Success, right?
Yeah.
Well, how you measure it. We literally had this conversation 2 days ago or yesterday.
Yeah.
So grateful.
we feel very
5 or 5,000 or 5 million, whatever.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you think about how it touches people all over the world. Like I was in my backyard earlier, just loving it. The sun was out and I was like, it can't even get better than this. It can't, because I was just like, the sun was out. I was smiling. I was like, I'm going to have Lucy and Dre on tonight. Like, it was just fun.
Man, that means so much to us, man.
Yeah, it really does.
And that's what we talk about. Like when a person can like curate their moment to your art.
Yeah.
Is everything. You know, songs like Got What I Like, I want people to put on while they're barbecuing and they got lemonade flowing and they drinks and they you know, and just feel good. Yeah. Just be in a moment, yo, like.
Yeah.
And it happens somewhere. Somebody's doing it. Because, you know, we get in the reviews. We looked the other day at all. We've only released, this is the first 4 songs before this. Was it 4?
Yeah.
And so, you know, 63,000 times our music has been played, and the album just came out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take that for granted, man.
Yeah.
So because you think that one person, like you think of the one individual and you think of that person's life, and are they listening to this in the car? Like, what are they doing as they're listening to my music?
Yeah.
Did they just have a really crap day and they need something to make them feel good? Like just getting out of work.
Yeah.
You throw Carnival on and you breaking your neck like that. And it happens. People send us videos of like whatever, their kids dancing to feel for you. And you're like, oh man, like, I know it's not a big thing in some people's eyes, but it is to us. You know, I don't ever want to get to the point where we think that we are entitled to anyone paying us any attention at all. You know, because I believe also that level of gratefulness opens up the door for so much more. And I believe that this is only the beginning. So
it honestly is. I mean, I am so happy to be on this journey with you guys. I was telling Lucy earlier, I'm like, Dre's been on the show twice. Lucy was on the show one time. You guys were on the show together. I was like, I love being on this journey with you because I always look forward to like what's coming next, because I know there's stuff coming, and I even said that there's more new music around the corner. So I'm excited for you guys. It's just but I know you guys need to rest though. Like you gotta take those 2 weeks and just woosah.
Yeah. We are really. The thing is we have to intentionally not create.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy for us to be like, oh yeah, we'll take this time off, and then
wind up in the studio and then you're like, oh damn, we weren't supposed to be doing something today.
Yeah.
But you know, we have a wonderful accountability partner in our daughter. And she's
no, don't go.
No, daddy, don't pick up your guitar. Wait, you know, and she'll tell us like, you know, when she wants to hang out, and that's what we're doing. These next 2 weeks will be filled with everything and anything she wants to do and whatever we want to do, you know, as well. You know, going to take some time for ourselves individually. Mommy can have mommy time, daddy can have daddy time, and we're going to hang with that kid and rip and run, you know, and also just watch movies and snuggle and all of that stuff, just because it's about to, you know, like I said, it happens in these chunks and it's about to kick up again, you know, this next season of music, not just music from us as artists, but us as writers and producers. It's a lot of music coming. We've got some really special people here that we've been building with and mentoring and developing and a part of some stuff. So excited. And then to finish up this next album so that we can next year, you know, get some stuff going too. So
yeah.
Love that. So for the beautiful people watching right now, where can they find the Feel Good service? Plug all the socials.
All the socials. Basically everything is the Feel Good service. Our website is thefeelgoodservice.com. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Yep.
Do we do TikTok?
We do, and we're at the Feel Good Service on TikTok as well.
Oh, yeah. We do that too.
Yes, we do. Yeah, and then on all streaming platforms, we are the Feel Good service.
Yep.
Dirty Funkin' Soul out now on all platforms. Stream that. Go to Bandcamp, buy it. You can pay whatever you'd like. It all goes to Stella's diaper fund and her snack fund. What else? YouTube, same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got a bunch of music videos out. Go check those out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, we're
Just
around,
enjoy.
yo. Yeah, check the stuff out. Tell your friends, share with your auntie and your cousin. And
Love that. Well,
Yeah.
Lucy and Dre, that's all the time that we have for this evening. Well, my evening, your day. Thank you so
Right.
much. I know you guys have been so unbelievably swamped, and I'm so very grateful that you took the time because, like I said, I'm in New York, you're in New Zealand, 16 hours. I mean,
Right.
you didn't have to do this, but you continue to keep coming back on my show. And for that, I'm so very grateful. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm loving this album. Guys, if you haven't listened, please, the Feel Good Service new EP out everywhere. Please, please, please go support Lucy and Dre. Love you guys so much.
Thank
too,
you,
Ash. Thanks for
Ashley.
having us. We appreciate you.
Yes, rest. And I'm excited for you to just take some time off and just chill and enjoy each other.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate
Yes,
you.
we shall.
Of course. Thank you guys so much. You got to come back on when the new project drops, and we'll see you guys next time.
Sounds
Absolutely.
good. Talk soon.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.